When turning on our audio console, it's important to note that there are actually 4 places that it has to be turned on in order for it to function. That looks like there's a lot going on, but really it's just one button. I want to call your attention here. This is step number 1. This turns on the soundboard and the computer monitor that it is controlled with. When approaching the stage, go to the middle where the drums are normally located, and there is another rack box down here. This is the box that controls our loops and it's also the plugins for our digital drums and a few other audio items on here. It is important that this is turned on also, or the monitor distribution system for some of our instruments will not actually come on. So inside this box, there is a power strip button here, and we'll turn that on as well. When looking at the far right side of the stage, you'll see a light switch. Now this light switch mostly is to, of course, turn on the lights and the projector. But the one on the left that says lights also sends power to the in-ear distribution system for our vocalist. This will need to be on, or the vocalist will not be able to hear their ear mix. To the right side of the light switches is a door, and behind this door leads to our rack. This rack contains our drive rack, and then we have a series of amplifiers. Here's the sequence we turn these on with. On the top right of the drive rack, there's a button. We'll turn this on. Before we move on to any other steps, it is important to note that the drive rack needs to fully boot up in order to keep popping and energy spikes to a minimal. Once the drive rack is turned on, we'll continue by turning on each of the amplifiers. The next to the last amplifier is currently out of use. Just make note of that. Once all amplifiers are on, we only have a few more steps. There's a button here that says compare. We'll turn this on. There are 8 mute switches. We will need to disengage every mute switch. This is a safety protocol to keep things from popping accidentally until everything is turned on. Now that we've turned the soundboard on, we've turned the stage rack on, we've turned the light switch on that goes to the vocalist ear monitors, and we've turned our amps on. Now the PA system is functional. Assuming everything is unmuted and plugged in, we should be getting sound. Upon returning to the booth, once everything is turned on, you should now be able to see the control surface for our soundboard. If you do not, make sure that the monitor itself, the computer monitor, is actually turned on with this button right over here. So to turn the PA system off, we will turn the amps off first. Then we will turn the drive rack off. Now when you turn the drive rack off, it is not essential that you disengage compare or remute the switches. You can simply turn it off. At this point, it is safe to turn every other device off in any order, really. This will make sure that no popping comes through the speakers when you turn the board off, or you turn the stage off, or the monitors off. One final note concerning the miniature stage rack. It is not essential that this rack is on unless there is a live band playing. If there's not a live band playing, this rack can remain off. So if you need to come in to work on virtual sound check or to do any other items where we do need audio but do not require the need of an entire band, it does not have to be on. And likewise, it is not important that the light switch is on either if you're just doing virtual sound check or have the audio on, but you're not specifically working on lights.